was here last month, and of course you moved everything forward.
It's on here.
Okay. Well, let me get where
So now it's on
For those of you that don't know, my name is Wayne Cummins. I'm working with a nonprofit on Sand Mountain Concerned Citizens, a very small 501c3. We're working with all the schools in Jackson and DeKalb County. Technology is changing our society so fast. You know how it's changed your lives in the last 10 years. You may not know how much it's going to change your life in the next 10 years, but for somebody that keeps up with daily with the new breakthroughs, it's going to make your head spin. I watched some sci-fi last night. Cyborg soldiers. Well, in 30 years, we're going to have those in our military. They'll be part human, part. The science now is amazing with the robotics. What does this mean for our children now? It means that if we don't start doing something different in our schools to prepare our children, they're going to be lost out. The rest of the world is doing what they need to do. In Germany, I won't take too long, Senator. In Germany, a high school graduate has an American equivalent of a 2 years degree in electronics. A couple of years ago, the governor approached these problems and said we need to start looking at career direction for our public schools. And some new guidelines may have been created, but nothing on the ground has ever happened. So on Sand Mountain, we decided we were going to make something happen on the ground. For over a year now, I've been working with the Sand Mountain Robotic Initiative. We're going into every school, and we're putting in all the high schools a dozen robots. We're starting a robotic class. There's already a robotic competition out of Northeast called the Best Robotic Competition. We teach the first class of DC electronics and computer programming to the 5th grade. We're going to have a 1-week session, their science class for 1 week, 1 hour a day. By the middle of the week, these 5th graders are going to be writing their own computer programs. They're going to be building their own electronic circuits. They will be uploading their computer program to a microcontroller-based system which houses their electronic circuit that they build, and they're going to automate it. We've already tested this out with 6th graders. It works. We could have them writing programs, computer programs, in 1 hour. We could have them building electronic circuits in less than an hour and understanding what they're doing. We're going to start on Sand Mountain teaching the underlying sciences of robotics in junior high and earlier. And in the 12th grade, they're going to have robotic classes, and every high school is going to have a dozen robots. We've been working on this now that they think they're going to put laptops in all the school. We need another discussion at some time with Mary Skyhunter, who is, by the way, on board with this program. Tomorrow I have a meeting with Rosalie K8 and Flat Rock K8 before I go to North Sand Mountain. Here in the last few weeks, in all the cold weather and all the school closings, we equipped Dutton. Henniger was just before that. We have all the robotics in Pisgah, North Sand Mountain, Eider, and Plainview. I'm optimistic that at some point in time, this is going to attract industry to a region that lost it 20-something years ago. 20-something years ago, we had garment factories all over the mountain. Everybody that wanted a job had a job. Funding is not going well with industry. I have tried. Businesses, banks don't like to give you a penny, even if most of their money comes off of Sand Mountain. Industry, the biggest industry that has donated has been the Japanese. Gave us $3,000. Our own industry, 2,000 was biggest, next was 300. I can't go knock on every industrial door. I'm sending letters, trying to make phone calls. I'm not getting anywhere. Any help would be supportive. I'm asking this committee for $3,000. I understand your problems. We'll take anything we can get. It takes just a little over 1,000 for one K-8. It takes 3,000 for a high school. So, any questions?
What organization's actually receiving the funds? Is it the Sand Mountain Concerned
Yes,
Citizens?
yes. It's passing straight through.
And that organization, is this their primary focus right now, or?
It is. I am the director. Organization's almost 14 years old. The state, soon we're going to get a dozen laptops for each school dedicated to this work. Some schools have their equipment for a year, but they don't have the laptops to have the classes. The senator says once we get this equipment in place, he'll assist in the laptops, and Mary Scott Hunter says she will assist from the State Board of Education's direction.
You said it takes $3,000 per school?
For high school.
Well, high school.
The difference is high schools get a dozen robots and an array of microcontroller, I don't want to get too technical here, but electronic training equipment. All schools get the electronic training equipment. A K-8 only gets one robot. Great program. Everyone that I've explained it to, both in industry and government, has seen that they could see some potential here. I see potential as developing a workforce for the future that industry will see as holy mackerels. There's a place that we can go and the people are trainable. Because in high-tech manufacturing, it's all about automation, robotics, and the few places we have now have to go look for somebody and bring them into the area. Yes, sir.
Sir, do you realize that the money you get from, if you get any money from this,
Has to be spent in Jackson County.
yes,
Yes, sir.
can you separate that? I
I've
mean,
got
you
two more.
actually-
I've got another high school. I have to.
So the $3,000 you're asking for is for this one high school that you're talking
I have
about?
section high school that needs to be funded. I have 3 more K-8s in Jackson County. 4 more K-8s in Jackson County, and that's really about $1,200 a pop. So they're.
Do you have a funding request in
Yes, we
the
do.
legislative delegation in DeKalb County, an additional funding request?
I think that was what
We
went to.
funded you last time out.
Yes, out of DeKalb County.
Right.
Okay.
But at this time, you don't have an additional funding request?
Not
in DeKalb
additional in
County.
DeKalb County, no, sir.
So gentlemen, let me take the opportunity as it presents itself to get on my soapbox a little bit, and I'll say this. Education to me needs to progress more in a direction that gets these children out of their desk and at a workstation type setting, as opposed to children sitting in a desk all day. And so I strongly support the robotics effort. I strongly support anything that gets, for the most part, that gets a child up out of the desk and gets them at a work lab of some sort, on their feet, something they can do with their hands. Of academics, when 60-something% of the jobs in the state of Alabama are career tech related, and only about 20–25% of the children graduate and go on to college and receive a degree. So with that said, more and more teachers are combating against attention deficits in the classroom, and things that can get a child up out of their desk and put their hands on something is a much better means, I believe, of capturing their attention as opposed to books and papers. So we need to find that proper balance. And so I strongly support this gentleman's efforts. And what I would suggest to you today is that we entertain a motion of $1,500, and then I'll see about covering the remaining $1,500 out of our DeKalb account.
Let me get one question.
Sure, yes, sir.
With this, since, you know, the career tech money that we passed the law that's giving more money to career tech, instead of trying to go to each school, would be something that you could try to get at the tech center here in Jackson County, and then let all the kids' schools come to you instead of you trying to go to all the schools?
Not in the 4th and 5th grade.
That is,
We commit 3,000 to this once we have a confirmation that computers have also been committed and that this be for a particular school. They can present which school that would go to. I don't think we need to put this money towards multiple schools if we're not gonna see the program implemented. I'd like to put it towards one school and see that program implemented, and then we can see that grow. Now, I don't know enough about it, but based on the information I'm given today, that's my motion.
Mr. Cummings, do you see the potential of that happening, getting a pilot program at a particular school? I can see the complications that what that's going to cause, and Mr. Chairman, is a lot of duplicated efforts. Yeah,
I have a school that's ready to go, and that's North Sun Mountain, because they've just gotten a new round of laptops. But I've already equipped that school. I paid for them. So,
Are we fully equipped this? We are.
yes, you are.
I thought we were.
Yes, sir. Pisgah was the first one.
Now, you say North Sand Mountain is fully equipped then, for the most part?
North Sun Mountain now is the only school that is fully equipped, because now they just got the laptops.
Are they a model program that we can look at already and start
It's
seeing
just
some
starting.
success or
There's nothing
progress
started,
being made?
there's no track record.
Okay,
In a year you can.
okay.
We gotta have a track record. Now, at Pisgah, they started the robotics class 1 year ago. And they don't have all the equipment, but they had a few laptops.
Could we commit this funding to Pisgah for that program?
It's
so that
already
we can
equipped.
continue? Okay.
Section
Confused.
Section is the last high school in Jackson County. I'm almost sure.
Sand Mountain.
On Sand Mountain, Jackson County.
On Sand Mountain. And they don't have, from Mr. Harding,
Yes.
successful.
But
Thank you. It's
how
good.
much, how much was that, and then where did it?
3,000, and it's gonna take care of Rosalie, K-8. Actually, it's not gonna cover all of them, but I'm gonna stretch. Rosalie, K-8, Flat Rock, K-8, and Bryant, K-8. It'll be short, but I'll cover from somewhere else.
Let me know a little bit later on, and then maybe.
Okay. The K-8s are running about a little over 1,200, but I'm asking if a donor says I would like to cover a K-8, I say, well, $1,000, and I'll find the rest.
And that's not money out of here, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
That's separate money.
But yes, sir.
Exclusively for Section High School.
Understood.
Mr. Representative.
With the understanding that that is only, out of North Sand Mountain and Pisgah, that's the only one that's needing the funds at this time.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I would, if the chairman would hold his motion, this is new business. And Mr. Chairman made this motion a while ago.
Yeah,
This is old.
this is old business.
I'll be quiet.
Thank you, Mr. Representative.
After tomorrow, if I get to talk to Bryant, Macedonia will be the last Jackson County school, other than Section High School, that I have to cover in Jackson County.
Okay.
So I've just about got Jackson County
On the mountain.
on the mountain.
If you had private donors for the other schools in the county, would you cover those?
If I have time. I sure would like you to find another old gray-haired man like me that's retired or nearly retired, that knows
I think it's a great program.
that knows a little bit about, well, you should see the equipment. You should see the kids.
Little chip over here.
The kids are just getting crazy about what they're doing, because it's
They
real time.
I see him in
John,
the schools as much
Are
as
you
I
an
see
aye vote?
a lot
Are
of
you an
people.
aye vote on this?
I would.
He's heard a lot.
Yeah, go.
Well, gentlemen, let's go ahead and vote this, if we would, or vote this motion. We have a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a second, all in favor say aye.
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 Representative, you run the rest.